lovely morning and warm welcome to the program. Kunle Ariyo is my name. All over the world, asset valuation plays a vital role in determining the economic or market value of both tangible and intangible assets. The role of valuation in the overall business landscape cannot be overemphasized, irrespective of the sector. Valuation plays a vital role in shaping the direction of businesses and help in making informed decisions and policies in the running of business concerns, both in private and public sectors. The major aim of valuation is to determine the current market value of the assets or business being evaluated and, by extension, to make informed economic decisions. So this morning we're taking a look at the role of valuation in Nigeria business environment. My guest is already here. We'll take a break now. When we'll come back, we'll hit the ground running. Please, to stay with us. Welcome back. Today we're taking a look at valuation in Nigeria business environment, and to do justice to it, I have in the studio, I have Mr. Akintomide Akinlabi, Chairman, Nigeria Institution of Estates Reviewers and Valuers here in Ondo State. He's also a fellow of Nigerian Institution of Estates Reviewers and Valuers. It's a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Viewers at home, good morning and happy new year to you all.
Let's take a look at valuation. How would you describe valuation when it comes to business environment?
Valuation, either business environment, whichever way you want to look at valuation, it still remains the same. It's the art and science of determining the monetary worth of an asset, being it tangible or intangible, movable or immovable. At every point in time, you wish to know your worth in terms of asset. And in order to determine your worth, you need what an estate surveyor and valuer usually do, which is valuation. So it's a process, both scientific and art, of determining the worth of asset.
And for those who
That
know,
is valuation.
for those who do not actually know what asset tangible and intangible are, could you tell them?
Now, when you talk of tangible assets, you talk of those assets you can see,
Okay.
your building, your vehicles, your properties that you can see. But when you talk of intangible, there are some assets that you have that you don't know that it's an asset. For example, your goodwill
That's an asset.
is an asset. Is an asset.
Can we value that too?
Of course. You can value your goodwill. For example, if you are running a business in a particular location, people have known you in that location. If you leave that place today and somebody come back to that place to run the same business you are running, that person will leverage on your goodwill, your relationship in that environment to enhance his business. So it's a goodwill. That goodwill is also an asset to you.
So what role would you say valuation actually play in business environment in Nigeria?
The role of valuation cannot be overemphasized. In fact, for any successful business, you need valuation. Before even going into the business, you need valuation. Because in our profession, there is what we call feasibility and viability appraisal. It is more or less a subset of valuation. And this is what will enable you to know either a business is feasible. Feasibility in the area of possibility. Is it doable? Is it something I can do? Doable in the area of legal concept. Is it not illegal for me to go into this business? Doable in the area of technology. Do we have a technology know-how to do this kind of business or carry out this project? And doable in the area of religion concept. There are some business that are viable, but in the area of social, cultural, and religion concept, it's no go area. It's no go area. For example, there are some areas where you cannot sell alcohol. For people that are selling alcohol here, look at them, you will see that they are making good money. In the area of legal, there are some business you cannot do, but if you know that there's money in it, like a drug, all those things. There's money in it, but legally it's illegal. So as much as there's money, but it is not doable. So that is an aspect. The other one is viability. Is it profitable? Yes, this business is doable. If I do it, I'm not contravening any law. And I'm doing it within the concept of socio-cultural concept of my environment. But will I be able to recoup my business? So valuation, before even going to business, is very valuable. And that is the area where we talk of investment decision.
That's also talking about a business plan.
Yeah, investment decision. Should I go into this investment? Should I not go? And there are situations whereby you have about 2, 3, 4 options of business lying before you. And the resources you have at that can only go for one. So you have to look at them. And the area of looking at them is to carry out the investment appraisal, which I refer to as feasibility and viability appraisal. Which of them will give me good return? The highest return on my investment, return on investment. Which of them? In the area of volume of money, in the area of time. Which one will return my investment earlier out of the investment? Which one will give me higher investment? So out of those investments, you'll be able to pick one. That is decision, investment decision. Investment decision, okay, like somebody, I was discussing with somebody now. He wanted to go to a business. He's thinking of building a structure for that business. It's kind of farming, this poultry, piggery of a thing. Or he should build a structure of his own. And by the time we look at it, with the fund in his hand, we realize that if you are to build your own, that building will drop your money. So go and rent now. As the business is growing, you start to build. But if he has not consulted us and just go straight and start building, you will realize that we build the structure to a certain level, you won't be able to finish it, and you won't be able to start the business.
But majority of Nigerians also believe that when you want to value, that has to do with building your property, building your estate, not even going into all of this.
And that is why it's good we're having this kind of program. To enlighten the public, to let them know that valuation is not limited to only bricks and blocks. It's not only limited to bricks and blocks. So now that they are hearing us and they know that they need to carry out this before even starting their business. Before starting at all. And when you now start the business, from stage to stage, you need valuation.
So what is the disposition of Nigerians to this devaluation? Would you say that they are also keen to it? Are they coming to actually value their assets?
Yeah, that's the challenge we have in our environment. Our environment is not that knowledgeable, is not that regulated. And that is why so many funds are being wasted. And that is why you have so many abandoned projects around. Look at the simple analysis I just made. If that investor has not consulted us, he will have started the project and got to a stage and been abandoned. So our people have not really been key into this, and it is necessary. The few ones we have around are the big businesses. And funny thing is that even though the foreigners that are coming to the country to do business are well informed in this area, no foreign investor will come without doing investment analysis. At least I've been involved in 1 or 2 in Lagos. You have people building estate here and there. After building it, nobody to buy. We have them around.
Why?
Because they did not carry out this feasibility and viability appraisal before going into it. One, the type of building, property development you want to do, can it operate within our economy? How many people in Ondo State can buy a bungalow of 75 million? How many people? You want to build, you put it at far outskirts of the town. How many people are ready to go to that place? Whereas, for somebody to go and put 45 million, 75 million on such a bungalow, he believes he can buy a plot of land of 2 million somewhere. By the time he spend 20 million,
and start constructing.
by the time you spend 20 million, people say, rankally the weather. So rather for you to just come from Abuja, come from Port Harcourt, come from anywhere, and put 75 million bungalows somewhere and say people should come and buy. Actually, not that they will not buy. The diasporas can buy, but it will tie down your money. There was a developer in this
location is also important.
The location is number one. In real estate, what we sell, what we buy is location. And when we say what are the factors affecting value, essence of it will tell you location, 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 and location. Yes, yes. Because it is the same amount, apart from the land cost, it's the same amount that it will cost you to build a 3-bedroom bungalow in Ijapo. And the same amount it will cost you to build in Ilaoluji. Ilaoluji will even cost you more. The cost of cement, the cost of iron at Ilaoluji is higher than Ijapo. And you won't collect the same rent. So what's the difference in the rent is the location of Ijapo.
So invariably, if one now goes for this valuation,
yeah,
what will be the benefit?
The benefit, yes, you save your money, you make right decision. You make right decision. For example, in case of company merger, two companies want to come together. If the company A and company B, company A must know what company B is bringing to the table. Company B must know what company A is bringing to the table, so as to know their equity contribution. So that when the profit comes, they know what goes to A, what goes to B. So if the valuation is not done to know the worth of company A, to know the worth of company B, there will be crisis at the end of the day.
But the major issue is that even in Nigeria as it is today,
yes,
it is also said that we do not know the value of our property in Nigeria.
Yes, not only in Nigeria. Let's take Ondo State for example. And that's a proposal we are trying to state to the state government. Something last month, we read it that some Ondo State properties are in the hand of individuals that they should return it. Why should that be? Why should it be in there? At every point in time, the state must know what they have and where it is. Part of valuation is asset inventory. Taking your organization, for example, if you ask us to value this place, part of what we do is asset inventory. This table, we will state it, is in this studio. So taking the inventory, they want to look for so asset. They know where it is at every point in time. Then the property that are scattered all over, the government should know what they have, what they want to retain, and what should be disposed. So valuation, the function and the role of valuation in the life of individual, in the life of government, is very, very vital.
I ask you that because I also know that when it comes to demolition of property,
yeah,
we also hear about valuation. When it comes to acquisition,
yeah,
we also hear about valuation. Is it only about that?
Yes, you know I said that valuation is, in fact, valuation is in everything. Valuation is in everything. Government want to carry out developmental projects. In the course of doing that, it will affect 1 or 2 people that their property will be affected. And what the law says is that when you are doing such, you compensate them for that. And how do you know what to give them as compensation? We have to carry out what we call valuation for compensation. There's another form of valuation entirely. It has its own process, it has its own method of carrying it out. So that at the end of the day, the affected individual will not be worse off and will not be better off. So what it means is that government is putting you in the position in the state you are as at the time of taking that property from you. And the only way to know that is through valuation.
In that sense, do you think that it is also good for property owner to also have an independent valuer outside of government?
Yeah. Of course, when you have case in court, let's say you have case against government in court, government lawyer will come, your own lawyer also will come. So in the same vein, when government is taking your property, government will bring his own value, either from his staff, the land department, and they can also engage an independent valuer as a consultant. So also you that your property is being affected, you need to get your own valuer that will put it before government that this is the value of my asset.
I don't think we are seeing all of that here.
It happens. It happens, but unfortunately, the last government, I may not want to say much about that government.
Okay.
But the last government, tomorrow is going to come to 8 million. So it should be, let's say, an average of 2 years. And as there's demand for it, government in particular, there's insurance law that says any property that is more than 2-story building should be insured. And in the course of insuring it, you need to know the insurance value. But unfortunately, we are not doing this. So an average of between 2 and 5 years, you should be able to carry out your...
So when one does it, it now gets a valuation certificate.
Yes.
So what can that
you have a valuation report. Inside the valuation report, you have a valuation certificate.
So what do we use all of these for?
Yeah. Your valuation report and your valuation certificate is what bank will require of you if you want to take loan from bank. They want to know the worth of your asset, like I said earlier. You cannot go there and say, yes, the value of my property is X naira. You are not an expert.
They want to see documents.
Go and bring a document signed by an expert confirming that. And like I told you, if we want to merge our business, we want to know what each of us is bringing to the table. Then in the area of taxation, be it a capital transfer tax, capital gain tax, or property tax, you need to know the value of the asset that you want to tax. So it's when you have your valuation certificate that you can say, okay, it is the percentage of this value after giving some certain reliefs that should be paid as tax. Then, like I've said, in acquisition in merger. Not only that, dispute resolution. I want us to take note of this.
Okay.
Sometimes, at least I went to court about 5 times last year on singular case. They need your valuation report. When there's a dispute that has to do with real estate or asset, they want to know. For example, you are telling me that what was damaged was X naira, and I'm telling you what was damaged was Y naira. The only person that can resolve that is an estate valuer. So court will say, okay, bring your valuer. Let them come and explain to me why I should award X naira. Or come on, let your valuer come and tell me why you should pay Y naira. We've had a situation whereby 2 valuers have to be in court and defend their valuation. So rather than resulting into self-help, the valuation is there to put the matter at rest. So in dispute resolution, the place of valuation is very, very important.
Let's look at land titling.
Okay.
And also, because of our time, we also look at this land grabbing law that has just been signed by Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa.
Okay.
What would be your reaction to these two?
Wow. Sincerely speaking, this law has really exposed me, opened my eyes to what is going on in our State House of Assembly. And I want public to know that our honorables are not just there to collect money. They are working. This law, if well implemented, and all we discuss, I have not seen the final law now. It was at the draft stage. If all our deliberations were considered in the final drafting of the law, I will say that it will go a long way to put rest so many issues. Issues of money-less. Nobody from anywhere will come and harass them. So, that is one. Two, the dubious attitude of some quacks or the so-called family land sellers or all those things will permanently put into rest. And some crises that we see in our environment, in our society, will become things of the past.
So you also had an input in the drafting of that law?
We did not really have input in the drafting.
Okay.
But when the public hearing was going on, somebody called my attention to it, and I joined the meeting. And I want to appreciate Honorable Gumumiju and the leader of the House. But when I called the attention to the fact that it was wrong for such to be done without the input of our professional body, they apologized and they gave us the privilege of submitting our input.
So what
which we did.
What were these inputs that you submitted?
Yeah, the input in the area of not taking matters arising from that has to do with such land matters to conventional court. Our court is already overloaded.
Okay.
Let there be a tribunal. This tribunal will attend to issues that has to do with that. Like you have your rent tribunal. Let's have land dispute tribunal. So if any money left, they have already in the draft, there is task force. So if in the course of the task force doing their work, if there's any money, only let the arrest, let the case go to the land dispute tribunal. If there's anyone that sold land to 2, 3, 4 people, let the matter go to the land tribunal. If there is dispute between 2 or 3 people or so on land issue, let it go to that tribunal. And let that tribunal have the status of status of high court.
Okay.
So any matter that judgment that is given from that tribunal, if you are not satisfied with it, go to court of appeal. Okay. So that we don't overburden our already overburdened court, conventional court. That is one. Then they talk about regulating the so-called quacks that are practicing agency. We support that. Regulate them so that all these shenanigans can be controlled, but not we professionals that are already being controlled by our own federal government's regulatory agency, which is Estate Surveyor and Valuer Registration Board of Nigeria. The State House of Assembly cannot come up today and say they want to regulate engineering. They have their own correct that regulate them.
Okay.
So those are the inputs.
Before I let you go, let's also look at this valuation day. It has also become an annual.
It's annual. Thank you very much.